Hey everyone, this is Jack. Today I'll be teaching you how to play the game Go. The object of the game is to get the most points. You receive points by either capturing opponent's stones, called prisoners, or controlling empty territory on the board. The board is typically a 19 by 19 grid, shown behind me, but you can play on a smaller one if you're a beginner. It is recommended that you start on a 9 by 9 grid when you're just starting the game. The weaker player takes all the black stones, while the stronger player receives the white stones. Play starts with black, then turns alternate. For example, here, 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 and so on. On your turn, you may either place one of your color on any vacant intersection on the board, or you may pass your turn and hand one of your stones to your opponent. When there are two consecutive passes, the game ends and points are scored. At the end of the game, players receive 1 point for each captured prisoner and 1 point for each vacant intersection inside a territory control. Intersections include every crossings on the line of the board, including edges. So all of this on the bottom count. The empty intersections, which are horizontally and vertically adjacent to a stone, are called liberties. Stones of the same color that occupy adjacent liberties create a string. For example, black can create a string right here. This is a string of 2 stones. And a liberty, for example, for this black one, is left, right, up, and down. Remember that diagonally, it is not counted as one of the liberties. A single stone will have 4 liberties, and for this string of 2, you will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 liberties. Only stones which are horizontally or vertically adjacent are solidly connected. Just a reminder. Several strings close together, belonging to the same player, are often described as a group, but that takes a long time right here, so I won't show you right now. An isolated stone, or solidly constrictive stones, is captured when all its liberties are occupied by enemy stones. So for example, if I want to take this black stone, I will place here, here, right, and down. You can see that on this board, the space that was occupied by the black stone is now empty because I have taken all its liberties with white. Now, black cannot go back in there because if chosen, it says self-capture is not allowed on the board. It might be a bit small, but you can see why. If black decides to play here, he takes away all its liberties at once. So he cannot just go in there and die. The only exception is if one or more of the stones surrounding the black piece is captured. So for example, I can set it up like this. And now, because I have captured one of the stones that surrounded this one's liberties, I can now create my own. This is one of the exceptions to the rule. Now, 2 vacant spaces within a group of string are known as eyes. So eyes are formed by 4 on a single sheet, an intersection point in the middle. This also counts as an eye on the corner. You will only need 2. And on the edge, you would need 3 to create an eye. This is a vacant spot because pieces cannot take. So if I did 2 eyes right here. Now, white cannot possibly take this string because, even if all of the string is surrounded, white cannot place either in here or in here because its liberties are captured. And to take all this string, white needs to place a stone on both, but that cannot be done in a single turn. So therefore, this string is safe. Now, there can also be dead strings when you do not have 2 eyes, and that is called a dead string. Players are not obliged to complete the capture of an isolated dead string, because it'll be dead anyways, so you don't have to take it. You can choose to expand on other areas of the board. And once it is clear to both players that the string is dead, at the end of the game, take all the pieces inside that is surrounded to make it count the points easier. and that is called a hopeless string. Now, here is another interesting rule that Go has. It's called ko. For example, you can see that this here, white can choose to take back, and then black could also just choose to take back, and then it is all just a repeating move of these these strings. And that is not allowed by the ko rule. This can happen infinitely, and so the ko rule removes this possibility of infinite repetition by forbidding the capture of the ko until at least one play has been made elsewhere. So for example, I can choose to not play here because the game would be repeating with that move. Please stay somewhere else first. So for example, I threaten to capture all of these white pieces, and white has to make a move, separating mine, and therefore now I can take. And white has to do the same thing. Force a move by me, then they can take back. That is the ko rule. And now, from the beginning we said that 2 more consecutive passes end the game. That is something you usually do at the end of the game when you think that you can't take any more territory, or all your strings are dead. You can't take out the opponent's strings further, and so then we end the game. Then we count up the points and the prisoners. If you cannot agree whether a string is dead or not, continue playing so you can decide the capture of disputed strings or confirm they are alive. And now, black played first, so white must play last and may need to make a further pass if the string is still on dispute. Each player counts their points from prisoners and capture intersections they control, and whoever has the most wins. And another feature of the game of Go is that there is a handicap system. Since black starts first, that means that black has a better opportunity to capture more area than white. Usually in pro levels, there's something called komi. Komi is just one intersection point, and usually there's a handicap of 6.5 komi to avoid draws.